Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
Anyway, I believe we should begin this meeting. We need to discuss our plans for stopping Castle Crowhenge and becoming the heroes of the day.
Is that what your plan
That's
is?
the plan. So, to lay out
That's a good baseline.
To lay out the situation for you more or less.
Is it not now the town of Steel Line, sir?
When I own it, it will be!
Uh-huh.
Regardless, up above us is the town of Steel Point. It's currently occupied by a veritable army of paladins. I believe you had a run-in with them earlier, he looks over at Marcus.
Briefly.
Yes, they are quite hostile to anyone who's not part of the ecclesiarchal orders, and will attack on sight. However, they're more or less on our side at this point. They want to stop the castle as much as we do.
Well, that's good. Are you implying I'm gonna have to fight alongside the people who tried to kill me?
Absolutely not. We'll be using the church and the paladins both as a human shield.
Whoa.
I like this plan already. Not out of any particular hatred of the church, just practical.
You just like human shields?
When they're not my friends.
Pain smile, pain smile. Now I've gathered you lot together, especially you, the Alm and the Alarani, because I believe we can swing this situation in our favor and profit greatly. Dollars. Just like from behind the counter, he holds up a fucking wad of cash in each hand.
This man is the reason why the free Archie dollar is so worthless outside of here.
Now, the situation currently, to describe it, is the paladins are attempting to fight the demon hordes straight on, like idiots! They should be trying to find an alternate way around. Now, that's what I believe we should do. For some reason, Castle Crowhenge is making a beeline towards this spot. We believe it's going to hit the ocean and become some sort of ocean fortress. If that happens,
So cool.
we will no longer have a chance to attack it, as we cannot swim that well.
I can't swim at all.
I raise my hand.
Yes, you.
Boats?
I mean, we've considered a naval battle, bombarding the castle potentially from a distance, but the properties of the tear are unique. As it stands right now, it warps land-based creatures, twisting it in its image. Imagine what it would do were it to touch the ocean full of whales and freaky fishes.
I don't want to think about that.
I already
Yes.
am.
I believe more or less if that castle touches the water, it is done. We can no longer pursue it properly. Perhaps a last-ditch effort can be made. We are preparing boats for that eventuality, as you can see. He motions back behind him. The door is wide open, and they are moving a lot of boats about. It seems like they have thought of this at least. This is not the A plan.
Right.
So you're setting a time limit then?
Yes, a time limit of, he recounts, 8 days, a nice even week plus 1.
That's not much time you've given us.
Not at all. The thing is, we have a secondary time limit on top of that. I believe
tell.
that our paladin companions up top will last, at most, another day or two. They're shields for now, that's for sure, but they're going to deplete their forces completely if they keep this up. steel point will only be a shield for a short time. So, we need to move quickly and build up a resistance in the underline.
Yes,
Oh, right,
that's actually
here.
a good idea.
I look up from my wound that I'm knitting shut. So you say we have a day to do this?
Well,
What?
2 days if you learn to count. But
We just had a bit about me not knowing how to count, okay?
I didn't know we confirmed it. I thought it was a metaphor. I'm sorry.
No, I believe we will have the full week, but after the first day or two, we'll be sacrificing our lives instead of theirs to delay
Right.
Castle Crowhenge.
So I was right. We have a day until shit hits the fan.
I mean, I think we have a day till the first wave of shit hits the fan.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you want us to build up what exactly? More people?
I want you to build defenses. Well, that's what the
We need
Alorani
to
are
literally
here.
slow it down and buy more time.
Exactly.
We really need a cure here
Well, that's what the Alorani are here for, primarily, my boy.
we don't, but
to be cured.
No, to build obstacles in the way. They're the fastest builders in all of the Free Isles. So,
But where is Kier, though?
Oh, that's true.
I
a
don't,
great
I don't know
question.
what this Kier you're talking about is.
You're the one with the money.
That's a good point. Money for you.
Oh,
Thwapa.
I take the money and stuff it into my pack.
Regardless, I believe we
you
should
can use your inside voice. You're blowing out my one good eardrum.
I'm unaware of what that is. Anyway, I believe our overarching plan is simple. During the days, we will spend our time building, resting up, and preparing for the nights. Because the night is when the demons grow weirdly dormant and the paladins stop their resistance. So, during the days, we will spend constructing this brilliant underline. By the way, this is a smuggler's cave I purchased amongst a variety of other smuggler's caves. I own
Sure, it was very expensive.
It wasn't! He throws a lot of money around the room.
Oh, he just caught it himself.
Yeah, catches it, boomerang. So the plan is simply, as I said, during the day's fortification planning. At nights, we're going to take advantage of the Alm's unique abilities, looks over at Astra, she kind of waves, to sneak into Castle Crowhenge ourselves. We're going to sneak in the back lines and close that tear without dealing with that demon horde out front. We don't have the people for it, and we don't have the time.
That actually
Except for
sounds
us.
pretty
People.
good.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
impressed.
if you're that group of adventurers that I've been hearing so much about, you will be the ones primarily infiltrating Castle Crowhenge.
Well, that is us, which is good,
Yes.
because it
Well,
would have been
yeah, no,
very
yeah, we-
irresponsible for you to share details about this with just a group of
Excellent money
several
for the
random
smart
people.
boy up front. Just kidding, that one was on a slinky.
It's still him.
So, over the first few days, well, you'll be running into Castle Crowhenge's perplexing property.
Basically, the landscape of Castle Crowhenge changes every time you enter it, so there's not really any way to map it out, per se.
Exactly.
So we won't need any map makers.
But that's Ash's job. What's Ash gonna do?
Probably get another hole in her chest.
Nah, we won't let that happen.
Well, not with me around, I guess.
Maps aside, Castle Crowhenge does change every night, so planning a proper path through it is a good idea. Furthermore, Castle Crowhenge has a bullshit collection of keys and other obstacles to collect to properly navigate it.
Gregor raises a hand.
A dive... Yes?
What happens if we stay inside it through the night?
If you stay inside it through feel free. Most dives into Castle Crowhenge actually take place over the course of a single week. Divers go in and do not leave.
Oh, so it wouldn't
However,
change in that case.
It would
With you
change
in it.
with you
And you can end up
inside.
in a
But we
wall.
get all mushed up. Oh.
No.
Oh?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
No, you would be scrambled to a different room. It's
So we'd all
Well,
need to
that's
hug
the-
real tight when it changed, or else we'd get scrambled into a wall.
Hey, Fury, let's practice.
more.
Gags.
Don't you still have an open wound?
I fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah, those two hug in the back.
Nice.
If you wish to pursue that course of action, there's nothing wrong with it. But I'd almost suggest it as a last case scenario. Like if it gets to the end of day 8, it's about to hit the ocean, etc. Don't leave, because we've lost at that point already.
That's defeatist.
You would be our last hope.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not
I thought you were
defeatist
saying,
at all. You'd
hey,
be our
give
last
up,
hope.
it's
No.
not worth coming back, just die in there. But no, that's a better
No.
message. I
No,
like
not
it.
at all.
Positivity.
I mean, if we make it to the ocean,
I like
if it makes
this,
it
yes.
to the ocean, we're probably all going to die anyway. So
Exactly.
might
We
as
can
well
die
on your
trying to
feet.
help.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
Underwater.
I got a question. I raised my hand
Yes.
out of the hug. You've been talking like the way you've been talking has been giving Castle Crowhenge a mind, or like you've been referring to it like it has a goal. Is Castle Crowhenge alive?
Oh, it's super evil!
So the whole castle is like
I don't know if it's alive, he kinda shrugs. Is a stink that won't leave your bathroom no matter what necessarily alive? Is a ringing that exists in your ears at all times
No, you have
necessarily
tinnitus.
alive? Sometimes malice just exists in the world.
so it's just an angry house.
Bingo!
Ah!
Dollary dues!
Pocket the money.
You have no shame.
No, I don't.
So we're going to be sort of a secret task force that infiltrates a castle full of stink lines or in a bathroom or whatever it is.
Exactly! I would throw money if I had any more. Oh, wait, I do!
You hold on to
smell
that
worse
in
than the
case
rest
it
of
comes
your-
in relevant later. Just a thought.
So, our first expedition will be tonight. For the day, for what comes up next, I have 2 tasks that you guys can assign yourselves to if you so wish.
Middle management, Thog.
I don't give a shit. I'm really gonna avoid this if I can. I like managing. I don't like to be managed. Now, we are going to begin the construction of an area I believe was called the Dry Docks that was recently excavated by a group of enterprising adventurers. You can assist in the construction of that area, or you can go out on patrol to deal with the monsters that skulk about the caverns, enabling further areas for settlement.
Are we divvying these up now?
What do you wanna do?
I raised my hand.
You can take some time to decide as well. Time for the Gavis special!
Oh no. Oh no.
His hands are moving so fast.
I crawl out from the pile of money and say, I'll go on patrol.
Oh, and one more thing. I believe I heard some discussion of crossbows earlier. There might be somebody that you're interested in talking to in the room immediately in front of myself. He motions into the room. Look for the man with the eye patch. Go communicate
dear.
with him.
About what?
He's
Oh, it's a surprise, you'll see.
That's not helpful.
And it's a pleasure to make all of your
Sure thing.
acquaintances.
Thanks for all the money.
There's
wish I
the
could
money.
say the
Thank
same.
you, Underduke.
We need.
You don't seem too untrustworthy despite the company you keep.
Thank you. That's the highest praise I've ever received. Yes. We need to begin discussions of buildings, building permits, building styles immediately. Is this something that can be solved with money? Actually, yeah, it kind of is. Meanwhile, in this room, a man with an eye patch meets your gaze, Marcus.
Hey there. How you doing?
Oh, it's a pleasure to
Doesn't look
meet
familiar
you.
yet.
Of
What's
course you
your
talk like that.
name?
I'm Marcus Falafi. Humble tiefling adventurer.
Oh,
And you are?
well, my name's Crossbow
God
McGee. If you find scattered about if you find scattered about all of my various enchanted crossbows, I'll reward ye for your
Right,
time.
and would they perhaps be more valuable if sold on the black market?
No, they're completely devoid of any inherent currency value.
Oh, okay, all right then.
But I highly doubt you'll be able to find even one, let alone all of them. Yeah.
I look over at Gregor. You wanna do it, or should I?
Together,
Okay. I
we
grab.
hoist the chest onto the table.
I think we each grab one side of the lid and lift it open, and it kind of glows like the suitcase from Pulp Fiction.
His eye goes wide. Marcus, you recognize this man immediately. This is the man from the fucking tapestry you pulled down. This is the motherfucker that got himself painted and tried 1,000,000 times. This is the motherfucker who trapped everything with crossbows.
Well, my friend, I don't know if you know who we are, but we're some of the finest adventurers that this world has put out yet.
Nine
And,
Shrines, Adventures, and Dines, and
that's our-
Outriders too.
That's our name. Don't look it up.
It's not my name.
But here's a flyer.
You might be great, but I don't believe you'd be up to my completely meaningless side
It's an
quest.
awfully meaningless side quest, and to be frank, we have yet to encounter anybody with a side quest as meaningless. But little do you know, we've been slinking through caves, going through old hideouts, and just finding abandoned smuggling dens, slowly piecing together crossbow after scummy crossbow, until we found these.
All at once.
I motioned to Gregor to do the big reveal.
Oh, right. I opened the lid. It's full of crossbows.
Mm-hmm.
The man's jaw goes limp.
Ugh.